How you doing, guys? Welcome to another edition of FSI's PGA DFS Picks. I'm your host, TK Nation 47, bringing to you the breakdown for Showdown Round 2 for the PGA Championship. Gusty conditions today bring us some high scores, some somewhat low scores in the early morning, and Cory Connors stretching it out in the PM way, battling the wins to a solid 5-under first-round leader. A bet I did not have, certainly a play I have enough of on DraftKings to feel satisfied with that round. But unfortunately, Berger is burying my best DraftKings lineups, or at least my high dollar exposures. So hopefully a better round 2 for me in the Classic. Not going to worry about that now. We're going to focus on Showdown and what we're going to do with the weather draw. What players are playing the best statistically, and who are going to be some of my favorite picks. So the weather tomorrow, based on the look I just had, is the AM is going to have a better draw with the gusty conditions. It's supposed to pick up really fierce from the 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock hour, which will be the PM wave. So I'm stacking the AM in most of my Showdown lineups tomorrow. So let me get that clear. Now, I will talk about some of the players statistically who are going to be playing in those windy conditions. Those are golfers that I will probably not play, or if I do play them, it'll be maybe one or two of them in a single lineup for lower ownership, because I do expect people to give a better look and play more of the players in the AM draw, as everyone's probably seeing the same weather I am. So yeah, AM tee times. If you do not have the PGA Championship app, download that app. They have tee times right next to the leaderboard. You'll be able to see who is teeing off from between the 7 to, I would say, 9 o'clock hour. That's kind of your AM sweet spot. Those are going to be golfers that are going to get at least 9 to 10 to 12 holes before the wind really picks up and you start to see those 30-mile-per-hour gusts that are really going to produce some high numbers. It doesn't matter how well you're striking the ball. This is a coastal course. The winds are going to pick up. It's going to make you play bad. You're just going to have to try to take what the course gives you and hope for the best. Like I said, does not matter how well you're hitting it. Now, if you're hitting it well, you might be able to not score those extremely high numbers, but that does us no good in Showdown. So yeah, we want the birdies that come early in the morning, and that's what we're going to shoot for. So let's get into some of the picks and some guys that are playing well statistically. Okay, 10K, Rory 10-3 fade. Does not look like he's playing well. That can flip on a dime. That is Rory McIlroy coming off of a win. Now the thing is he was really comfortable at Wells Fargo, so he might not be comfortable anywhere else, because that is a clubhouse that he has been playing for many, many years. So kind of reverts back to old Rory today. Well, not old Rory, but recently old Rory. The bad luck that he had over the past couple of weeks before that win at the Wells Fargo. So fade for me. Jordan Spieth, 10-1, 2.2 ball striking, 1.5 around the green. He is losing strokes putting. He has an early featured tee time. I love Jordan Spieth tomorrow. I have an outright on him. I had him first round leader. It didn't really work out. Didn't really think that one through with the tee times and the weather draw and how early, even though the first round leader came from the PM draw. But it was kind of just not really thought out. I was expecting a better round, but I think that comes tomorrow. He's going to have to get after it. He didn't shoot himself out of this tournament yet. He still has a chance to win. He knows that a 5-under round could make the difference, knowing that everyone's going to have to play some tougher conditions behind him. So he might be getting after it early in the morning. That makes for a fantastic Showdown play. 9K, JT is going to be a fade for me. He didn't look like he was comfortable at all anywhere on the course today. So that's a broken golfer at the moment and a fade for me. Next up, we have Xander, 1.3 ball striking, 1.7 off the tee, and 1 stroke tee to green. He didn't play terrible, just didn't really score. He didn't score. He shot a lot of pars. I mean, that might be a good round tomorrow. He did have the early tee time, so he is in the bad side of the draw. So likely a fade for me at 9-8. I'm going to play more Spieth and some of the other guys that I like in this 9 to 8 high 8K range. So Xander, not a terrible play. I just don't think it's going to work out, DraftKings scoring wise in that condition. Next up, we have DJ, which is a fade. He does not look right, having the withdrawal last week pre-tournament to the Byron Nelson. It actually looks like a knee injury could be hampering his abilities at the moment. No putter right now. Not a lot of guys putted well on that PM draw. That could be because of the wind baking the greens out. I have a feeling that might be the case tomorrow afternoon as well. DJ does have an earlier tee time, so he could play pretty well, but I'm not gonna play it to find out. Rahm, he is going to be playing in the PM draw, but he played pretty well today. 1.4 off the tee, one-stroke putting. Or no, I think he plays in the AM draw tomorrow. Yeah, Rahm is a play tomorrow. 9.5, 1.5 ball striking, 1.8 tee to green. I don't have any stuff on him for the Classic. I thought he didn't have he wasn't himself, so I didn't think he was going to be in the same sentence as some of the other guys come the end of the day, but boy, do I sure look stupid on that one. I think Rahm's a good play tomorrow at 9.5. I also think Bryson's a good play at 9.4, but Bryson's going to be playing in the PM draw. And Bryson, I was looking at some advanced stats before I hopped on. The wind statistics for him does not look good. He played in the morning draw. It wasn't a lot of wind. He was off early. He had a bogey streak at one point. He bogeyed 4 holes in a row. So the blow-up potential is there. Putting was not there at all. He does look like he has some of the irons back, but that's not going to be anything in the wind tomorrow. So Bryson is a fade for me tomorrow. Hovland at 9.3. I don't mind him. 3.2, 5.8 total, 4.5 ball striking, 4.8 tee to green. I think he's plus on tee to green in his last 12, 13 rounds. So continue to play Hovland in any draw. I like him. I really love Cam Smith tomorrow. Big star next to Cam Smith at 9.2, 2.6 in the approach, 3.7 ball striking. Core play tomorrow, going to be in a lot of lineups. I have an outright bet on him. He might be my only hope. So I hope Cam Smith can go low tomorrow with Jordan Spieth and give me a shot at some money this weekend. Collin Morikawa 9.1. 3.1 on the approach, 5.1 ball striking, 3.5 tee to green. I like him. He's going to be in the PM draw, however. So let's hope the putting surface doesn't bake out too much, because if Collin Morikawa starts missing short putts, it could get ugly for him. 8K, I do like Will Z. He's going to get a nice draw in the morning, 8.9. The ball striking is immaculate. He's just losing a couple of strokes on the putting surface. I think that's nothing new considering how he's been playing lately. He's been sort of slowly turning into this team no-putt character, but the ball striking and everything is playable. Then there's a solid drop-off into playable plays. I think Neiman's okay at 8.4. Scheffler is going to have a PM draw at 8.1. I'm not really in love with it. Brooks is going to have a PM draw, 8K. I have no exposure on Classic again, but I do like the play. I think he's going to be pretty popular, and I think it's going to be some of the only play ownership into the PM draw. I could look it up right now and see if he is starting early or very late, because if he's starting very late, he might get through to the end. Yeah, he's borderline late tee time tomorrow, so he might catch some of the downturn of the wind. Him, JT, and Rory, they might get some easier conditions towards the end. Same with Bryson and Morikawa. So maybe the Bryson fade is not a good idea. He's going to get a decent draw towards the end of the day. He's going to come down the stretch with maybe some lesser wind than anticipated. So that kind of changes things a little bit. I'm glad I looked at that. So Bryson, Brooks, they might turn out to be a decent play. They're still going to have to play, 2-3 hours in some shitty conditions. But, so is everybody at some point. So, just do your best. Maybe take a shot. I would only play studs guys that are going to play well in windy conditions. But, even like I said, the Bryson the numbers in the wind did not look good. Brooks looks really good, so I would continue to play him. Cory Connors also looks really good. He's going to get the AM draw. Obviously, the first round leader is playable, 2.3 on the approach, 3.7 putting. He's just doing it all. Cory Connors, a lot of huge futures out there on him in this tournament. Always considered a match. So continue to play Cory Connors tomorrow. I like Patrick Cantlay as a GPP. If you wanted to get off Connors and think that he might blow up tomorrow, Cantlay not a bad option either. Or you can play both of them in the same lineup. 4 strokes on the approach, 4.4 ball striking, 4.2 tee to green. I did not look at his tee time. Let me check that out. Looks like he's 8:55. So he's going to get probably 14 holes in some tougher conditions. Maybe gets out to an early jump, but don't mind Cantlay. Early AM draw, but just gonna creep into that windy condition. Casey, Keegan are also really good plays. Obviously, those two ball strikers are always playable, but they weren't getting too ahead of themselves with the putting surface. So I think those are two strong plays. I think they're both PM draws. So tread lightly. Woodland. Horsfield is playing in the morning. Sam Horsfield, that's a top 20 bet I have. He is T2. He looked really good today. A really good ball striker on the European Tour, translating really well overseas. Wish I had an outright. That would look really nice. I think it was like 600 to 1. I'm praying he doesn't win just because I have a top 20 and no outright. Tringali playing really well, and my colleague John really loves Cam Davis. At 7K, sitting T2. Ball striking numbers are off the charts good for Cam Davis. I believe he is an early tee time tomorrow. Considerable core play for us. Siwoo Kim's coming off early too. It might be a sleeper pick right there. Siwoo Kim, if you've listened this late, then you've got it. 6K, Streelman, Harold Varner III, Brendan Grace, Taylor Gooch, Bubba Watson, Aaron Wise, and Rasmus Højgaard. 2 plays that I am going to fade is Tom Lewis and Martin Laird. They're PM draw value plays. That is always a no-go for me. And that will do it for the FSI PGA Championship Showdown Round 2 breakdown. I am your host, TK Nation 47. You can follow me at Twitter with that handle. You can find our core plays model breakdown of the field in our Discord at FSI_DFS. Thank you. Tune in tomorrow for some weekend plays, and good luck tomorrow in your contest.